How's it going?
Hey, what's up? Thanks for having
No,
me.
absolutely, man. Thanks for being here on a Sunday. Most people are hungover or sleeping in, So I appreciate you making that time. Thank you. Well,
Absolutely.
for anyone who doesn't know, this is Robbie from Sleep Signals,
Yeah,
and
what's up?
you guys are on break. And thank you for making the time to join us. I'm sure you got a million interviews that you're doing while you're home for that 1 month. But
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah, we've been super busy on tour and everything, so happy to have a couple of weeks off and kind of hang out with family and do all that kind of stuff. And it's definitely easier doing interviews at home than it is trying to do them on the road. So
Yeah, I can see that. Everyone's leaving you alone. You're not in a bumpy, sweaty, stinky bus, and I can't imagine. But it's fun. It's worth it in the end. So, would you like to introduce yourself to anyone who doesn't know who you are and what the band's about?
yeah, my name is Robert Cosgrove. I'm the vocalist of Sleep Signals. We are located in Central Oregon. Used to be from Minneapolis, but we relocated a couple years ago. And yeah, we're an independent band, rock metal kind of stuff if you haven't heard us before. But yeah, we've been really busy the last couple of months here, just doing a lot of tours and releasing a lot of new music and videos and stuff. So it's we had some downtime, after a pretty gnarly bus wreck a couple years ago, and we've just kind of been going at it again since like September of last year, and not looking to slow down anytime soon.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about like all of that. Like, you guys have one hell of a year. That's for damn sure.
For sure.
But you've been very active and moving forward and being positive about it, and that's how you fucking get through it. You know, keep that head
Right.
up, keep your ass moving. Absolutely, man. So, who is not with us?
So yeah, our other guys are doing family stuff and doing, getting ready for the next tour and all that stuff. We take off again here in a couple weeks. So it's just me on the show today. But yeah, our guitar players, Grant and Jay, and our drummer Wyatt, they're both are all three of those guys are the other parts of Sleep Signals.
Well, if they can watch and pop in and say hello, that's great. We do have a comment section. Everyone can just say, "Hey, what's up?" We're stalking
I'll
you.
let yeah, I let them know already. So we'll see if they pop in.
That's cool. So if they do, and I see the link pop up, I'll just throw them in there.
Right on.
And so thank you again. You guys had an insane tour though. I'm like, the way I see it, I'm looking at it, I'm like, that's damn near every single day for a month, maybe a little longer. I'm like, dude, I'd be just done after a week. I couldn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I
I,
mean, being an independent band, and we just have to make ends meet and everything out on the road.
yeah,
So I mean, it's usually
it's
like
not
six
cheap.
nights a week that we're trying to play.
Yeah, I mean, there's no rest for the wicked, man. You guys are getting it. I can't imagine. To all the musicians that just kill it like that, I give you guys props, man. I'd be exhausted. What I do is exhausting. At least I get to sit half the time. it's, it's a benefit. So, tour. I mean, you're on break. First half of the tour, how'd that go? How was everything?
It was really good. Each tour that we've done since we've come back, from the bus wreck and everything has been, bigger and better than the last one. This is the first tour that we've been playing some of the new material that we wrote. We played a new song called One Life. It
Mhm.
dropped, I think, a couple of days into the tour, and it was super cool to see so many people singing that song back at us. It only been out for a couple days,
Yeah,
and people all knew all the words, and they were singing along.
it's a
And
great song.
yeah, thank you.
Absolutely.
Uh, but yeah, we've got another one coming up here pretty quick that we just announced called Fearless. We played that one on the tour too, and the reception that we got for that song was really overwhelmingly positive. So we're really looking forward to pushing Fearless here in I guess a couple weeks here. But yeah, it's tour was great. It's always awesome to go back and hit these markets that we haven't hit
Mhm.
in a few years now, and just see a lot of familiar faces, and we saw a lot of new faces, and it was a good mix.
Yeah, you know what? You came to Illinois a few times too, and I miss you every time. I work nights doing 2 different jobs. I'm like, dude, I miss everything. It sucks. But you guys are coming back. I mean, I thought it was cool. I'm like, dude, you guys came a few times in the first half. You're coming back a couple times, in the second
Yeah,
half. So I'm gonna promote Illinois. I got you. Where are you gonna be in Illinois? I saw you're gonna be here in 2 different locations.
yeah, we'll be in West Chicago, and then we'll be in Springfield as well. We've got a lot of support from the radio station down in Springfield. So, really, really looking forward to getting into Springfield. We've never actually
Mhm.
played Springfield before.
That's cool.
And yeah, the West Chicago show should be a lot of fun. I know it's not, I know we hear all the time, like West Chicago's not Chicago, but it's the closest we could get on this run. I was born in Chicago actually, so it's cool to
Yeah.
go back and play there.
I'm
Um,
like I'm a direct affiliate and partner in booking talent for the WC Social Club in West Chicago. So the venue you're going to be at, I'm actually directly connected to. I throw all my shows at, so
nice.
I know
Yeah, we're
exactly where
stoked.
you're going to be. And I can't be there. If I can, you'll see it. You'll see it. You can't miss all my hair. You really can't. But no, that's really cool. I mean, you guys are going to go in for round 2, so you're breathing right now. You got a month to recuperate, breathe again, hit that damn road again. You guys are going to be gone like 5 weeks this time.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we don't have a lot of breathing time either. We're
Yeah.
like this whole time we're home. We're booking our August run because we've got some festivals, and part 3 of this tour is coming up in
Mhm.
August time frame. And then we're filming 2 music videos actually too. We've got a video that we're filming next weekend here in Oregon, and then we've got to fly out to St. Louis the following weekend to film another music video. So yeah, it's even though we're home for 3-4
You're
weeks
still
from the
working your
tour,
ass
we're
off.
still working hard. Yeah,
Yeah. There's no rest, man. You just keep going. See, that's what I tell people. When I'm home, I'm not just sitting here. I mean, well, I am, but I'm not. You are moving. But there's a lot that needs to get done. You want to move forward. You got to do more. It's tiring.
absolutely.
It's tiring, but it's rewarding. You guys are showing it. You guys are fucking taking over. You guys are just like touring the hell out of America, and it's awesome. So let's talk about your video, One Life. You did just release it. How's that
Yeah.
release been? How's that gone?
It's been really great. I think we've got about like 15 stations that picked up the song already, and that's really a big deal for us. Again, being independent and everything, radio is really hard for a band like us, and we've got a really strong radio team behind us that helps us out with that stuff. And the reception that we've gotten on the track has been really good. So just really stoked to have that song out there. And yeah, I mean, the video was a lot of fun. We filmed it in Portland, just at a venue in town called the Bossa Nova Ballroom, and yeah, we just wanted to do just like a really raw kind of just straight performance kind of music video with it, and it came out really cool.
Yeah, it did. And we have it.
Yeah,
Can we play the video for One Life? Do we have your
absolutely.
permission?
Yeah,
All right,
absolutely.
guys. Now, this better not give me problems this week. Let me check some shit first. All right. You guys ready? Hold on. Here's One Life, guys. You feel it in slow motion. Fight or flight, ride or die. The battle never ends. You only get one life, one time, one war to win. You're gonna get knocked down, but you can get up again. You only get one chance, one try, one fight to win. You better hold on to it, 'cause this one is all you get. One life.
clock, it's time, 'cause it's my time to shine. It's that moment, your heart starts pumping, your mind is sharp and focused. The fire's lit, I won't quit, the battle never ends. You only get one life, one time, one more to win. You're gonna get knocked down, but you can get up again. You only get one chance, one try, one fight to win. You better hold on to it, 'cause this one is all you get. One life. This fight never ends. Take the losses with the wins. Some new scars and some moment. I'm healing. This fight never ends. Take the losses with the wins. Some new scars and some moment. But I'm healing. I'm healing. You only get one life, one time, one more to win. You're gonna get knocked down, but you can get up again. You only get one chance, one try, one fight to win. You better hold on to it, 'cause this one is all you get. One life. You only get one life. You only get one chance, one try, one fight to win. You better hold on to it, 'cause this one is all you get. One life.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
Great video, very energetic, dude. It was a great video, great song too. Obviously, it's about living your life to the fullest, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like this. Obviously, this whole last round of songs that we were working on in the studio, we had a lot to write about coming back from the bus wreck and all that kind of stuff. And definitely, you know, this song and Fearless, especially, were super, you know, heavily influenced by just all the experiences we went through with the bus wreck itself and coming back from the bus wreck and all the rehab and. I mean, everybody was in the hospital and doing rehab and stuff for over a year. You know, it just, it definitely put a whole new perspective on things for us, you know, as a band, as individuals. You know, we just don't take any of this for granted. You know, it's super important to us. Every show, every opportunity that we get to go out and be on stage, and you know, to meet people at shows and all that kind of stuff. You know, that's kind of like that's the you know, kind of the driving force behind One Life.
And it's a great song. It's a great positive song that, you know, to push forward, to give people, you know, don't give up, you know, there's just live it your life, you know, just keep going. It was a great song. And how many, okay, so you write your songs too. Does anyone else write with you?
I mean, we all kind of collaborate on writing and stuff. We work a lot in the studio, you know, so we work with our producer and we've got a co-writer and everybody in the studio with us that we work with. But it's very collaborative. You know, there are no egos in the band. You know, we just want to put out the best music we possibly can. So, you know, it doesn't matter who comes up with the idea in the band, you know, like, you know, if it's a cool song, we're gonna, you know, try to, you know, experiment with it and come up with something cool.
And you guys are cranking the songs out too. I mean, you're doing like back to back, like you're pumping out the releases. So you just did this video, you just released this one a few weeks ago, and now you guys are going to release another song in a couple weeks. Definitely looking forward to that. Fearless.
Yep. Fearless is next, and then we've got another one, you know, that will probably drop sometime midsummer. So we're doing a pretty big radio campaign behind Fearless. So you know, we'll definitely be pushing that one for a couple of months at least. But we've got kind of like a I guess you call it like kind of like a B-side kind of track that we're really excited to drop too. It's definitely not a radio song. It's a little bit, it's a longer song. It's a little bit more experimental. It's a little bit, you know, kind of different. Definitely not like a radio kind of song, you know.
Those
But
are the best.
right, yeah, like so we're super excited to release that one, and that's one that we're filming the video for next weekend. We're going to be filming it out in the middle of the desert, and it's going to be
Cool.
pretty cool.
Nice. Well, have fun, dude. That'd be awesome. You know, hopefully it's not too damn hot. So, you know, if you catch it at the right time, I heard it's like perfect. I don't
Well,
know what
hopefully
time.
it's not too cold because it's
Yeah, I heard it's freezing
it's
at
not
night.
hot. Where we're going right now, it's not hot yet.
Yeah. Well, it might be. Well, I don't know. I got nothing. The weather's all screwed up now. It's like, dude, well, we should be freezing over here in Chicago, and we've been getting moderate as hell weather. So I'm just like, you know, global warming. I'm okay with this. I hate the cold. I'm so over it. So you guys are cranking out the singles every couple months, actually. Like you guys are just like, hey, what's coming up next? What else you get going?
Yeah, so like I said, Fearless is next, and we've got that other song. We've got 2 more on top of that that are ready to go. We just have to film videos for them and get release dates and everything set. And then we're planning to go back in the studio, you know, sometime late summer, probably here as well, to knock out another round. We just want to make sure that we're staying ahead, try to knock out at least an EP's worth of material. So that we're always sitting on something to release. You know, we went a long time where we were kind of like, let's hurry up and record something so that we can get it out because we need to release something. We'd rather have like a bunch of tunes that we're sitting on,
Just
you know,
crank
that
them
are
out.
unreleased. Yeah. So
How many you
we're
want to
working
release
hard
by the
on
end of the
it.
year?
Uh,
What's the
I
plan?
think probably 5 this year.
Yeah.
Maybe 4. But at least 1 a quarter for sure.
You're definitely cranking it out. So looking forward to the next one. You know, One Life is an awesome song. It's a lot. It's very positive. It's very energetic. You know, definitely looking forward to Fearless, and so
Awesome.
on and so forth. Just crank that shit out. So, what do you think is more profitable, dropping in single releases or albums?
I mean, the industry definitely is shifting towards
Yeah.
singles and EPs.
Have you noticed the difference?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, we made the mistake that a lot of young bands do. You know, our very first release that we ever put out was a full length. It was 10 tracks, and it's just not. You know, it makes more sense to, you know, and especially when you're looking at it from like a financial standpoint. Like if you have a budget for recording, you know, let's say you've got, you know, a $10,000 budget for recording or something, and you can go in and record with a so-so producer for, you know, $1,000 a track and do 10 tracks and put out a full length, or you can get in with like a much better producer that costs maybe $2,000 a track and you do 5 tracks. You know, it makes more sense to go in and
Yeah.
do the stuff with a really good producer and pay a little bit more, and sometimes it's quality over quantity. And we definitely learned that, you know, kind of the hard way early on in our career. You know, that first album that we dropped in 2015, you know, that I think we really learned a lot about how things work, especially now that everything is so streaming focused. Like that's really the big driver behind, you know, the singles and the EPs and everything. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like going forward, you know, I know like if you're on a, you know, a major label or something like that, you're going to have to drop a full length. But outside of that, especially being independent, and we're happy to be independent, you know,
That's
we're
a
just
norm
really
now. It's very
focused.
much a norm, and I get it.
It
I get it,
is.
man. I see the
Yeah.
shit that happens to you guys for the last 20 years. I'm just like, they're getting shit on by
Yeah.
their own people. You know,
Yeah,
I see it.
for
I've
sure.
seen it. That's why I do a lot of the things that I do. I'm just like, you know what? No, I got you. You know, if it's something I can help with, I got you. You guys have been shit on for so long. That's how the whole thing of the Savages started. It was just me just saying, fuck this. I'm going to help you. Now I just keep going. I love you guys. And you're a pain in my
That's
ass
awesome.
too, but that's okay. It's a good pain in the ass. I guess something like that. So moving on from that, but so this video is awesome. When do you have an ETA on when the next video is going to drop?
Yeah, it should come out April 7th.
April 7th. All right,
Yep.
guys, so you got to pay attention. Fearless is dropping April 7th. You got to check it out.
Yep, you can pre-save it already. We just put up the pre-save link yesterday. So if you're on Spotify, make sure y'all go and pre-save it. Yeah, we are it's kind of weird. We haven't actually filmed the video yet for it, but we are planning still to have it on April 7th. So we're about to, we've got all our plane tickets and all those ducks in a row. So as long as nothing catastrophically weird happens, that the video should come out on the 7th too.
There you go. You guys just like every few weeks, man. You just dropping shit. Dude, you guys are killing it. You guys are just kicking your own ass. That's beautiful. Good job, though.
Yeah,
I mean, you guys are cranking it out, and your hard work is showing, man.
Yeah, we did just have a discussion the other day about making sure we're not biting off more than we can chew, because we micromanage a lot of the tour dates and stuff like that. We don't have promoters on a lot of them. We just we've had a lot more success just kind of being the promoter on the show and running the show ourselves in a lot of markets, and just working directly with local bands and stuff like that. So it's really there's really a lot going on behind the scenes, and we're trying to keep up. It's just really hectic.
And you say it with a smile. So, I mean, obviously you're good to go, man. So that's awesome. And I hope the other guys are fucking very, that energetic about it. Well, maybe because now it's been a week. You've been home almost a week. You got your energy back. And then just when you get comfortable, you got to leave again.
Yeah, and definitely, I mean, the other guys definitely work hard and do a lot of stuff too. But I'm a special kind of weird, and when it comes to like I'm
special
a
weird
for punishment, I guess. I work myself to death pretty much all the time. So
I get it.
It's a bad habit.
I totally get it. I get yelled at from everyone all the time.
Yeah,
that's what we do, man.
Type A.
Yeah. So your first album, Transitions. But the first album that you guys dropped, compared to how you were then to where you are now, have your goals changed?
So Transitions was actually our second.
Is it your second?
Eyes. Yeah. We've just done a really good
that's right.
job.
You had 2015.
Yeah, we've just done a really good job of burying the first record.
You buried
it. Yeah. But yeah, definitely. I mean, from Open Your Eyes and Transitions, we've definitely matured a lot. We've grown a lot. I guess a lot of people probably don't realize this, but I'm actually the only original member of the band. I used to play guitar in the band actually, and we had a different singer back in the day, and so on Open Your Eyes we had one singer. We ended up having to split up with him and got a different singer for Transitions, and we went out on the road and did a tour, and he just wasn't able to continue touring and stuff like that. So we just realized, like, hey, if we're gonna do this, we have to have a consistent singer. So I just kind of took over vocals. And At the End of the World that we released in 2017 was the first record that we did with me on vocals. And so I mean, we've grown a lot, changed a lot sound wise, because we've got different vocals, different vocalists. But even from At the End of the World till now, we did At the End of the World, then we did Ethereal, and now we're on this last round of stuff here. We've definitely progressed a lot. We've grown a lot. We've matured a lot with our songwriting. We've kind of developed a more consistent sound, I guess you'd say. And now we sound like Sleep Signals, like it doesn't, we were struggling to find what it is that we sound like, or what it is that we are, and we know that now.
Mm-hmm. Well, you found your place. Right. So I mean, you guys are doing the right shit, obviously. I mean, something's going right, so you're doing it right, and I'm glad that everything's working out. It's just like boom, boom, boom. It's just knocking that shit out. You guys are able to do that and hit the, while recording video after video, while being on tour, bounce every fucking damn night. It's like, it's chaotic. It's crazy. I don't know if I could do it. There's certain things I always question, like, can I do it? Can I do it? Yeah, I'm too old now.
It's
Oh, my
not
boy.
for everybody. Like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, the
it's
lifestyle
definitely,
itself isn't, but I can't imagine being on tour every fucking day that long, you know? So it's I'd like to, though. I want to take off for like a month, you know, just be like, all right, and I'll go with this friend, you know, and just take off for a month. I'd be more than happy to just
yeah.
disappear. That's how I roll, though. I like just hitting the road and just enjoying life by the horns, you know, just like, we're doing this now, you know? So you guys you're doing all kinds of recording. You're gonna start touring again in what, April 21st is when you guys hit the road again?
April 7th actually is the first
April
date of the
7th.
tour. So it's coming up pretty fast.
Yeah, my numbers are way wrong. It's okay though. At least I have the idea. And you guys are coming to Chicago again. Just let everyone know, Springfield and Chicago. For those who want to check out Sleep Signals, just look it up, you know, check it out. They are, if you didn't see the video earlier, after the show, just rewind it. You can check out their latest video they just released. And it's definitely a great one. So tell me more about the band. Like, how did you guys meet?
So I mean, you know, I think we all pretty much just met through previous touring bands and bands that had played together in previous bands and all that kind of stuff. You know, it's amazing how small the touring circuit and everything really is. You know, everybody knows everybody. It's a really a very small community. So, you know, it was just guys that we'd met, like I said, from, you know, playing with other bands out on the West Coast and everything. Like I said before, we were originally a Minneapolis-based band.
Yeah,
and,
you know what? That was something I was going to bring up. I'm sorry to cut you off because it was like one page I was seeing Minneapolis, another I was seeing Oregon. I'm like, where the fuck are you from? I actually have that written in my notes. So, okay, so that, I mean, I figured it was, you know, you guys started one place and then moved to another, but it was just like, oh.
Yeah, we started in Minneapolis and then we relocated out to Central Oregon in July of 21. So we've been out here for almost 2 years.
So
And
if you could compare the music scene between the two cities, which one's better? Which one's stronger?
So we're in Central Oregon, which is like the high desert. Bend, Oregon is like the nearest like major city. It's about 100,000 people. I live in a city called Redmond. That's where we're technically based out of. It's about 35,000. It is a very, very small, almost non-existent music scene here. As far as rock and metal and stuff goes, there's a lot of country and a lot of, you know, like it's a pretty conservative area. So, you know, like a lot of country and just pop kind of stuff. But, you know, it's cool because people here are really hungry for that music. So, we had never played Central Oregon. You know, in September of last year, we did our first show here and, had like 400 or 500 people out, you know, in a market we've never even played before. So
that's cool. Hell yeah. Right.
Yeah,
so you give them that rare treat that doesn't really exist. So that's a hell of a niche you got for, you know, that's a great niche to have in a market that's so minimal. You know, it's like you would think, you know, it does depend on where you're located and shit, you know, what the main music is. So I can see that happening. You know, you draw a lot of attention. People will drive from one cornfield to another and 1,000 in between to come see you, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And Minneapolis was a great music scene. There are a lot of bands, a lot of great bands coming out of Minneapolis. In fact, we're playing on this upcoming tour. We're playing a Minneapolis date. It'll be our first show in Minneapolis since 2019 when we came through with Hell Yeah and Nonpoint. So we're really, really excited to be playing our original hometown. It's kind of like a homecoming show.
Right.
Feeling really good about that show. It's like a 500 cap room. I'm pretty sure we'll sell it out.
That'd be killer.
But
yeah,
it is like night and day different. You know, the Minneapolis scene versus the Central Oregon scene here.
Right.
You know, it's just really in the number of bands and everything that there are. And Minneapolis area is kind of spoiled, you know, like there's so many good bands and there's so many shows every weekend. And, you know, out here, it's like you get a couple good shows a year, maybe, you know, and people really appreciate that, I think.
Right. Yeah. You know, I'm glad that I live, you know, right. I'm in Chicago, but I'm more in the burbs, You know, but Chicago is literally a 15-minute drive for me. It's like right there. You know,
Right.
so it's I love Chicago, but at the same time, I just would rather stay on the Cook County, like the DuPage side, away from all the traffic and the cops. And the cops, yeah, that's a big one too. Cook County cops. I'm sorry, I love you, no, but I hate you. Stay away from me. But it's you guys are rolling through home. I can't wait to see. I'm going to see if I can make it when you guys roll through Chicago. We'll see. Hopefully that's going to happen. So what I like to do is I like to play around and ask random questions sometimes, so that we can still go. Yeah, I'm going to keep you on your toes. Let's just say that. You want to have some fun? All right.
Sure.
But some of it's still business. I'm just saying. I'm just gonna. Sometimes I gotta give people a warning, but it's still business related. I just go left a lot. Just be ready for that. You know, I'm not trying to offend nobody. Just saying. So while you're on tour, what have been some of like the hardest things that you haven't gone through before? Like, where's there any bloopers? Any like what the crazy shit that happened, or was it all so far pretty much a good experience, minus flat tires and
Yeah, I mean,
things.
there's always stuff going on tour, and it's such a crazy, hectic life, you know.
What are some of your most memorable so far for this tour?
For this last tour, you know, this last tour is actually relatively quiet. We did have the one flat. You know, you mentioned flat tires. It's like you can't do a tour without having at least one flat tire at some point.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, this was actually surprisingly a pretty quiet tour for the most part.
Count your blessings, man.
Yeah,
Count your blessings.
especially especially because back in 21 we had that really bad bus wreck, and you know that obviously that kind of like pops out in the forefront of my mind is like one of the biggest events we've dealt with.
Right.
And then I mean we also had a bad transmission repair back in like 2017 or 2018 too, where we got a mile down the road after getting our transmission repaired, and the van started on fire and literally exploded. Yeah, we've had some bad luck, and both of those things are in Missouri, so like we usually try to like stay away from Missouri.
Stay that. I get it. Oh wow, dude. So yeah, I didn't know if you wanted to talk about that, but.
No, it's we're always open to talk about that and everything. It was a crazy experience. For those of y'all that don't know, semi-driver fell. A semi-driver fell asleep at the wheel. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning. Rear-ended our bus, hit us going like 77 miles per hour, and we rolled the bus. Everybody was pretty beat up, pretty messed up. Our bass player at the time, especially, took like everybody was really hurt, but he took definitely like the full brunt. Unfortunately he's not in the band anymore. His injuries just were too much, to keep moving forward with us. So, everybody was in the hospital and in rehab and everything for over a year. And, we're still rehabbing injuries even almost 2 years later, still dealing with court shit and just all the stuff that comes with that. And, it was a really crazy experience. And like I said, though, it definitely changed our perspective on a lot of things. We don't take anything for granted anymore, because it can be very quickly taken away from you. And, we between COVID and the bus wreck and everything, we were a band that was playing 100 shows a year, picking up a ton of momentum, getting on some pretty huge tours and doing some big things. And, like I said, went from playing 100 shows a year to playing 18 shows over the course of 3 years, which is just not who we are. So yeah, it definitely had a profound impact on the band, in a lot of ways.
How long until you guys decide? I mean, like during your recovery? First and foremost, I'm glad you are here, not just for the interview, but in general. And trust me, I understand about these life-changing, altering accidents. Trust me, I do. But you're here, and you guys are already filming videos. a little over a year later and bouncing around, and that's awesome. The recovery is going great. It sucks you have to go through this, but you're coming back and you're not stopping. And you guys are jumping right the hell in with both damn feet. Man, love and respect on that.
We started off a little bit slow just to make sure we could handle it. Like the first tour back we did was only 8 dates, and it was all Pacific Northwest kind of stuff. And then we kind of we're like, okay, this went okay, so let's try to do the next one. Was like a December run all through the West Coast, and then by the time we just did the Sinking Ships tour here, we're back out doing national stuff. So, and now we're kind of. Now we're committed. Now we're we've got a bunch of dates on the books, and we're getting by.
Yeah, one day at a time, man.
Yeah,
and you're killing it, and that's awesome. Just be careful, don't overdo it. And I get it. I get yelled at all the time. People are like, "Bitch, you slow down." I'm like, "I can't."
we
the
are
love and the passion drive you more. It makes you want to get the fuck up. My body will get used to this. I'm getting through this shit. I get it. Kill it.
Yeah,
So,
we definitely are. We're definitely careful as possible, but sometimes it's the other guy you got to worry about. So,
all right. So this tour is going to go about another 5 weeks. What do you guys got going on after the tour? What are your plans?
So yeah, I mean, this tour is like 30 dates. I think we've got a couple more dates that are about to be announced that are getting added to the tour, and then we've got some festival dates in August, and we're booking some tour dates around that as well. And by the end of the year, we're looking to have hit the whole U.S. We've pretty much just got just the Southeast left. So yeah, by probably by fall, we'll have hit pretty much the whole United States. We have a couple festivals that we're doing over the summer, and then we've got a really big thing that we're putting together in Oregon in October that hasn't been announced yet, but we're really stoked about it. It's going to be like an annual festival kind of show that we're organizing, it's exciting. We definitely, and then like I said, we're planning on going and working on some new material again too here pretty soon. Sometime over the late summer kind of timeline. So it's definitely going to be it's gonna be a crazy year.
Yeah, just pretty much all tour all year. That's pretty much what it is. And record.
Yeah,
man, that did, you know what? Kill it, man. Knock it all out. I can't wait to see what if you're coming in like this at 2023, I can't wait to see where you're at a year from now with all the shit you're pumping out by then. That's awesome. So, tell me about you. I mean, you're the singer. You were, originally just the guitarist. You stepped in. You're singing. You're killing it. You guys are touring all over the damn place. Did you always want to be a musician, or did you have any plans to even sing also in a band?
Yeah, so I mean, I had sung in previous projects, and I did all the backing vocals in this band too, as the guitar player. When we had different singers and stuff. But yeah, I've been singing pretty much my whole life. It's funny to a lot of people, I guess, but strangely enough, I kind of got my start singing in musicals when I was 7. My first musical that I ever did was. The first one I ever did was South Pacific, and I played a French part. Had to speak and sing in French. I don't remember any of the lines or any of the songs or anything, but yeah. I mean, I was always that kid, in the Christmas program and stuff where they didn't need to give you a microphone.
Your voice projected that well without a microphone.
Yeah, it was a lot.
So basically, you got a big mouth.
Pretty much, yeah. Which lends itself well to being a singer. And then doing a lot of choir and chorus and stuff like that in school when I was growing up, and I got interested. I was always in school band and stuff like that. I was a trombone player, but really kind of lost interest in all other instruments when I started picking up guitar. I think I was about 12 probably when I started really getting into guitar. And very quickly started to get into bands and stuff like that. I was so I grew up in Wisconsin, which is a very beer-oriented state, I guess you'd say. So like
I know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah, so you can actually the interesting thing is that you can actually play bars when you're a kid in Wisconsin as long as your parent is there with you. So like minors are allowed in bars if your parent is with you because it's
Yeah.
Wisconsin. And so I got started playing like bar gigs and stuff like that when I was like 15.
You were raised in a
And just-
bar. A lot of us were. I did it on my own.
Yeah.
I was sneaking in, and my parents had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, but so I mean, like I've been doing bands and doing this kind of stuff since since I was a kid, and I think my first band was I was probably about 14 or so when we started it, and just it's always been a part of me. It's always been something I've been really interested in. I've had lots of other interests and professional interests and things like that over the years that I was interested in as well, but like nothing has ever been as interesting to me as playing music and the 45 minutes a night that you get to get up and on a stage, and that experience is so important to me. We make a lot of sacrifices to make that 45 minutes a night happen, and it's all worth it, for that experience.
Do you ever get any kind of anxiety before you go on stage? Even though you go every day, it just will always kind of happen, kind of thing. Or are you well that past that? You're just like, I don't even care anymore. I'm just doing it.
I mean, it's hit or miss. I mean, I don't really. It doesn't really make me nervous getting up and playing in front of people. I know the first couple times that we got up in front of, like a couple thousand people, like my nerves were a little bit, rattled. Just up until you get up and do it. And then once the adrenaline takes over and stuff, it's
you
like
just
you're
lose
not even
yourself
thinking
in the
about
music.
it.
Yeah.
But I definitely had a couple of moments after the bus wreck coming back for some reason, like even with some smaller shows and stuff like that. It's like, I don't even think it was nerves. It was just like just anxiety over like the emotion that I knew was gonna kind of happen. It's a really emotional thing for us to like be back on a stage and playing and doing music again. And it's emotional for a lot of our fans and everybody too. And
it's a beautiful comeback. It's a beautiful comeback.
For sure. And it's difficult to hold your shit together when you get up there and you see a bunch of people crying in the crowd, like it's
right here. You feel that shit.
Yeah.
They found that one nerve. They found that one nerve you had left.
Right. So it's like, I feel like it's like more so anxiety over just, emotion and stuff like that when we play. But as far as like getting nervous before playing crowds and stuff, like big crowds are easier to play than small crowds. Like the bigger the crowd, the easier it is because you're feeding off their energy and they're feeding off of yours. So it's like it's the small crowds is when you're sitting in a room full of 100 people that that's harder. That's harder. But it's
a lot more like intimate,
Yeah, for sure.
That's like 101. It's like, I understand that. Dude, I only go on stage for 3 minutes. I'm an MC for my own shows. And that 3 minutes, 2 years ago when I started getting on stage, I'm like, dude, I can't do it. I talk fast naturally. So imagine me if I'm nervous, I want to get the hell off stage. I'm going to say 5 things in 10 seconds. You missed it. Oh, fucking well. I'm already off the stage. But now 2 years later, I kind of I've become more lax, but I'm still in my head. I'm like, I can't look at people. I don't know why. Podcast, same thing. I was camera shy. I still am. If I'm not talking to somebody, I feel like not only am I talking to myself, I can't look at myself. I get more nervous. It's like, dude, I feel like I'm going insane talking to myself, but everyone's, I don't know. It's just a camera thing. It's just, I have stage fright. People don't believe it. I admit that shit. But after a minute, like you said, even if you felt tweaked at all, by the time you get up there and you just start moving, the rest of the night falls into place. You just need to
Yes.
break. That's like your own ice you got to break through, you know?
Yeah, especially when you're playing like heavy or, you know, energetic music and stuff like what we're playing. Like, I mean, it's the adrenaline very quickly kicks in and
It's a hell of a workout for you guys, man.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Definitely got to be in
It's good
shape
cardio.
to some
Yeah.
degree. So, looking forward to just like the 2023 is gonna be nothing but a tour, nothing but releases. Um, let's see what else. There's so much. Okay, I always ask this random stupid question. What is I'm going left from business. What is one of the most useless talents that you have?
Oh, I that's a hard question. I've never thought
Hmm.
about that. I am I'm kind of like a jack of all trades, master of none kind of guy. So like I'm really good at like a lot of things, but I'm not like the
Yeah.
best at like anything. So um, it may
Is any of it
does that
useless?
count? I don't know. Like
Is all of it useless? Some of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like I don't know. Yeah, that's a hard question. I think like yeah, my useless superpower would be, like I said, like being a jack of all trades and a master of none.
That's great though. I love the choice of wording. That is awesome. So that's your useless talent. You're being jack of all
Yeah,
trades.
being decent at everything, but not really good at it.
It is too funny. Um. So like, hold on. So I got like looking through questions I've already asked before. How do you feel the internet has impacted the music industry?
Uh, so I
I think are
mean,
positive, negative, benefits, pros.
it's both, you know, there's pros and cons, I think. You know, the pro is that you know, anybody and everybody has an opportunity to get out and promote their music and put out music to the world, and it's never been easier to do that. You know, technology in general, you know, not just the internet, but like just general technology with the way interfaces and DAWs and everything, it's so easy to record an album in your basement and have, you know, at least semi decent quality if you know what you're doing. And it's still, I mean, I will say it's still no substitute for going in and working with a producer that does it day in, day out and knows their shit and is really good. You know, you got to have that extra little bit. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting time because it is so easy to get your music out there and everything. But on the flip side of that, it's almost, you know, it creates so much competition. Um,
Right.
it's hard, you know, it's really hard to kind of to stand out, you know, from the crowd. And you
What do
know
you feel
that
that you guys have to do to make yourself stand out from the rest of them?
so like I said, I mean, one of the big things is just recording with those solid, really good producers, you know, like
Yeah.
that is that in and of itself is like one of the big things, you know, like you like I said, anybody can record something in their basement and you might be 99% of the way there, but there are so many other bands that are 99% of the way there or better. And you gotta find that little extra bump. And sometimes it's just in how hard your track hits, you know, like in having the little bit better producer, or I should say a lot better producer to give you that little extra edge. And then I mean like just working hard and touring and doing those kind of things to put yourself out there. That's definitely something that we've done to kind of set ourselves aside and or apart. And I mean like our live show, we've invested really heavily into our live show. Our
Mhm.
production is like I've heard multiple people tell us, you know, multiple promoters, venues like tell us your production is like insane for like the size of room y'all are playing, and that's what we like to hear. You know, like we you know, we put like $20,000 into our production rig, just our lighting, to try to, you know, bring our live performance up to that next level, and you know, we're very well rehearsed and very, you know, like very very tight band when we play live, and we just try to be as good live as we possibly can, and that definitely helps us, kind of set ourselves apart.
And it's I think you definitely are setting yourself apart from that. I mean, it's a drive. You gotta have it, and you guys got it, and you're cranking. I mean, it's beautiful that you have it after such a tragic moment that just happened not long ago. I mean, that's a year, but a year plus is not long ago. Especially if you're still living with that pain. It's like, dude, you wake up with that. You can't forget it. Every day you wake up with it. And I understand that on every level. It sucks, but you guys are killing it. You're pushing forward. It's beautiful. So, based on that, between recovery and music, how do you balance your life? How is that balance going? I mean, it's going to be chaotic. When you're still medically, you're still on the road, you're still crazy, active, but physically after what happened, you're still going through therapy. You're still going through this. I mean, how do you collide? How do you do it?
Yeah, not well. Yeah, I mean, there's always so much stuff to do. We could not exist without calendars and lists, and we actually we use a software to track like all of the different tasks that we have and when they're due, and who's working on them, and prioritizing our tasks and stuff. And I think probably right about when we started getting back on the road after the bus wreck and everything, is when that really started to fill up. And we're at a point now where it's like, there is zero downtime. Like if
there's no turning back.
Yeah. I mean, and it's just there's like the list grows faster than we can accomplish the things. So like it's just that's why I said, like, we just had a conversation the other day with the band where we're like, hey, do we need to like pump the brakes a little bit here? Because like, are we biting off more than what we can chew? Like, we need to build a team. We need to like have some help with some of the stuff, because we book a lot of our own tours even and stuff. We care about our craft a lot more than a lot of the agents that we've worked with historically, and we book
I've heard that so much
better shows. Yeah, like if I can book a better show than what an agent's going to book for us, like I'd rather do it myself. Unfortunately, we're just getting to the point where it's like there's so much work on our plate that it just makes it really hard to accomplish all that stuff.
Yeah, and it gets chaotic. I mean, what are some of the biggest problems you've found on the encounter? With you taking over and just doing it yourself. What are some of the biggest problems you guys have come across?
Really, it's just the time management, like just figuring out how to juggle all this stuff. I always feel terrible. Like, it's like, especially when we're on tour and actually physically on the road, my messenger is just full of people. I mean, it's like, I'm so like, I post on Facebook regularly. Like, I'm so sorry if I don't respond to you while we're on tour. I'm gonna respond to you as soon as I possibly can, but please don't hate me for like not responding within a timely manner. It's just like there's just I wish I had like another 8 hours in the day every day.
Imagine how much shit would get done. Like, can you imagine actually stopping and enjoying for an hour every day of your life? You have that 1 hour where you can just hang out and not think, dude, that day will never come.
No, I mean, like, it's pretty much from the time I get up to the time I go to bed every night, and I'm lucky if I can get 6 hours of sleep. So
I hear from my roommate, I'm always yelling out shit about music all the time and podcasts when I'm sleeping. She's like, but you talk about fucking YouTube all the time, podcasts, you interview people in your sleep. It's like, dude, that's when you're just like, you brainwashed yourself at this point. And it's okay though. I'm good with that.
Right.
So you guys are killing it. Definitely looking forward to it. Everyone, if you haven't checked them out, definitely check out Sleep Signals. Check out their latest single release, and it's called One Life. And they're releasing another one in a couple weeks, and that is what was it called again? That's
it's called Fearless.
Yes, Fearless, and that's in a couple weeks, and then again a few months after that, and just knocking it out. They're coming to West Chicago, guys, so you got to come see them. Everyone that's around me, that's here, Chicago. Check them out at West Chicago and in Springfield, Illinois. Congratulations on finally hitting Springfield. It's gonna be cool. Do you so if people want to check you out, look you up on any platforms, where can they find you?
Yeah, we're at Sleep Signals on like everything.
Mhm.
And we're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We've got a bunch of music videos up on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to it. We've got a bunch of new music videos coming out, and sleepsignals.net and sleepsignalsmerch.com. It's got tickets, VIP, and everything for all the shows. And we also do a monthly merch drop where we drop a new merch design every month on the 7th called Sleepless Seventh. And so you can find that on our info about that on our Facebook and at sleepsignalsmerch.com. And otherwise, like, the best way to to get to know us is to come out to a show. And we always, it's really important to us to make time for fans, so we always hang out at the shows as much as we can, and try to hang out, talk to people, mingle, take pictures, sign stuff. Like, that's really important to us. Just come out to a show and come say hey to us. That's why we do what we do, and we love it.
Buy you a beer, buy you a shot, hang out for a few. Hell yeah. Unless there's some people who don't drink on the band, no. Don't want to be a bad influence to everyone. It's not everyone I'm a bad influence to, it's okay.
None of us drink, actually, believe it or not.
Really? That is, you know what? It's so much cheaper. It's so much cheaper. That's how we see it, But that's good, though. You guys got your head on straight. Especially when shit like that goes wrong, man. If you guys were annihilated in another way, and then something like the bus accident happened, dude, imagine that. I am so glad you guys are okay.
Yeah, thank you.
And you're making a comeback. Blessings to all of you guys. I mean, I'm really proud of you guys. You guys have a killer sound. And how the hell do you do your vocals? I mean, you're screaming every day. I'm just going to ask real quick. How do you sustain that? I mean, do you ever lose your voice?
I have. And in fact, I'm just getting over being sick right now. And between being sick and screaming at one of my kids pretty recently, lost my voice pretty good. That's
funny you blame the kid. Yeah.
Well, in the heat of the moment, when you're yelling at a kid that's doing something wrong, like, you're not always thinking about proper breathing and all the vocal techniques and stuff.
Excuse me. Sorry.
But
I agree.
Yeah, I was actually experiencing a lot of vocal fatigue kind of issues and stuff when we were touring really hard. So I actually started working with a new vocal coach. I've been working with her name is Melissa Cross. She works with pretty much everybody.
I love Melissa. I actually interviewed her on Concert Junkies a few weeks ago. Nice. I was co-host with Rob from Concert Junkies, and we both were talking to her and hanging out. And she's awesome.
Yeah, she's great.
Yes, she is. She's an amazing teacher, amazing person, funny as hell.
Yeah, and she's definitely helped me a lot to be able to sustain. I've definitely noticed a big difference since I started working with her on these last few tours. Yeah. Being able to sustain my vocals a lot more. So highly recommend Melissa. She's awesome. She's a sweetheart.
That's awesome. Hell yeah! Tell her I said hello. Say Fran says hi.
Yeah. All right.
No, she was an amazing person. I was so pissed. I had to cut off the interview because I had to go to work. And then we talked a long time. We were on an hour and a half, and I'm like, dude, I gotta go. And he's like, oh, then, I'm like, Melissa, got a chance to finally meet you. So that was a cool honor. She's definitely an amazing person. Definitely is in it for helping everyone. She knows what she's doing there. And I've heard a lot of positive things about Melissa. So kill it, girl.
Yeah.
So again, though, dude, thank you so much, Robbie. I appreciate you making the time to join me today on Savage Sunday. Again, everyone, he's from Sleep Signals. You got to check them out. They're going back on tour in April. Don't miss this shit. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of energy. And I'm looking forward to the next single.
Hell yeah.
All right, and thank you again, everyone. You can buy stars to support the Savages. I'm just throwing that out there to support me. This helps keep me going and doing a lot of things. I'm just starting to begin. I'm not done yet. Never am. And definitely support Sleep Signals. You guys, and thank you, Robbie. You have a beautiful Sunday, man.
Thank you for having me.
All right, you're welcome. I'll talk to you again soon. I'm gonna hit you up at the end of the year. We're gonna be doing another interview. See how things are.
Absolutely.
Have a good one, man.